Hello? I have no idea if you can hear me. Hello? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Because I don't even know if I hear myself, to be honest. But then again, this is how we always start, don't we? Good evening to everyone. This is Bedroom Voice Books from the Watchers. Tonight we continue what we haven't continued for a very long time. Unfortunately for all of us. Yes, still trying to figure out how to do this properly without having to have technical difficulties. Such is life. So, this is Mab De Narra. Still. I almost feel like this is still a draft. But then again. Welcome to Bedroom Voice Books from Mab De Narra, and right now we are going to continue with one of the books that we haven't continued reading about, and then we also will be featuring another author. Hopefully I still have to figure out how I can bring her in. So yeah, I'm saying hello to her right now. Because I'm trying to figure out how to bring in guests. And I still need to know, how do I sound? Can you actually hear me? Oh, you're listening. Okay, thank you very much. If anybody can just type down if you can hear me, or if it's there we go. You can hear you, but faintly. Oh, there we go again. Let's see if we can fix that. Just let me know if it's really that bad. And I'm trying my best to not cause any feedback or, that sort of problem. Aux 3. Aux 3 monitor off. Monitor and output. There we go. I can hear myself now. Okay. Let me see. Oh, no wonder. Jeez. There we go. Can you hear me now? Anybody? Let me know. Can I be heard now? Okay. That's good. Okay, so let's start reading tonight. Since this is November, and happy Halloween to everybody. I'm going to be reading one of the books, the chapters of The Supernatural Spa, which is an exclusive book here at Good Novel. And if you read it, just go to goodnovel.com, search for The Supernatural Spa, and there you go. Now let's see. No echoes tonight. All right. So, where are we? I'm wondering, can you actually hear my whispers? Can somebody answer that question? Can you actually hear me whispering? There we go. Where are we? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm really gonna read this. Okay, I promised you guys the part 2 of her unexpected love. I'm really sorry. Because this is gonna be painful. Oh, can you hear the whisper and the music? I just need to know. Nobody is commenting. But that's okay. So tonight is gonna be a really torturous night for 2 people, considering what I'm going to read. Okay, here we go. Part 2 of her unexpected love. That's story 14B in the Supernatural Spa here at goodnovel.com. Well, hello again, dear reader. I was hoping to keep you in suspense a few days more, but I just can't help myself. Like everybody else, whether they be supernatural, paranormal, spiritual, or mundane, I love a great love story. If you feel the need to review my friend's story, just go back to the last chapter and reread it. Now let's see if you guessed right about her choice. And this is the story itself. Part 2. The exciting part came after that. When I finally got an editor to check my first story, and I'm added to this editor's chat group, I met this girl, and we instantly matched. This girl has a special gift. And one day while we're talking, she tells me, "Oh, I can see one of your guardians." And she tells me details of this one protector that is always with me. I've always believed, so I know there are entities around us all the time. But she then says, "There are others around you. It seems to be taking from your energy and is standing very close to you." Instantly I respond, "Yes, I know him. He's okay." The chat stays quiet for a second. This girl never said it was a him, but I knew. She meant my man, the one that was sharing his life with me for a couple of months by then. In my head, I start yelling, "Mine." I try to control my defensiveness because I think that if she can see him, she might think he's something evil and even try to take him away from me. I still try to relax. She changes the topic, but then she comes back to it and says, "It's like parasitic, but if you're okay with him being there." My alerts go up again and I respond, "I'm fine with him. With the rest, not so much." And that's where everything I knew changed. Even if I believed in the paranormal or have studied different magical practices for a long time, you can't say you're a believer until you feel your reality bend. My back starts to feel really hot and my body starts shaking from 1 minute to the next. And I'm not sick, not cold or anything. She tells me, "Excuse me a moment. I need to tell him something." Of course, I agree. I start feeling the energy around me completely distressed. Stop telling me to shut up, she tells him. She has the right to know, and my priority is with her, not with you. I want to know, I said, determined. You know when these things immediately stop being what they were? When there is a before and an after? With those words, I marked the before and the after in our life. They kept discussing if I should know or not. I feel my body going weak and cold as my energy was getting drained. She starts describing the guy to me, and I complete her description. We confirm each other, and I even sent her a picture of the guy from the app, the one that looked so much like the one in my dreams. She confirms the similarities as well as the differences. My man, the one I was feeling so many things for, even if it seemed unreal at times, was the one she was seeing. The one I made love with and went on small road trips in our own world. The one that gave me keys to his apartment. He was the same guy that she saw standing right beside me, and I was not afraid. I was even angry and begging him to let me know about him. I couldn't believe after we've had at that point that he was denying himself to me. But he was that worried that when I knew, I would reject him. He kept telling her that I was not supposed to know about him, that our relationship was impossible since he was in a different dimension. Later, I would know that the one in my dreams chose that one on the dating app for me, for how much they looked alike. He was looking for a substitute to take his place and take care of me in my dimension. He was not a ghost or a demon or a parasite. He was a man that was very far away but managed to find me. He fell in love with me and was resigned to see me from his hiding place while I was happy with another guy. So much so that he made it his mission to find that right man for me. And all that time, the right man was him. It was just he didn't see it possible then. He was ready to be there looking after me, being unhappy, and he saw it as a fair price to see me happy. So many things have happened after that. There's only one other couple that we know that are like us and have been together for much more longer than us. They've helped us in most of the aspects of this very unique relationship. And we're thankful for them and call them family. They always told us this from the beginning, and we agree on that. This is not the relationship we would want for others. It's hard work, but we wouldn't change it for the world. It's your choice to believe or not. I can just tell you how my life is now with him. My man sometimes still thinks it would be easier for me to, or better for me, to have a guy in my dimension, one that could take care of my needs and wishes. But there is no better man for me than him. He's the kindest and sweetest man that I've ever met, and I choose him every single day, again and again, and he chooses me. Every day we find those coincidences that made our relationship possible, and every day we relearn that there are no coincidences. And definitely, our relationship is no accident. As of this moment, my friend is quite happy with the path that she has chosen, and soon we will hear from the other side of the relationship. Expect the story from the man she calls her own, possibly within the next few stories after this. Meanwhile, I bid you farewell for now, and hope to see you again in the following chapters of the Supernatural Spa. Good night. All right. So let me just fix the music because everybody's complaining that the music's... Oh, I'm loving the picture right now. I wish you guys can see it. Yeah, because I can't show it here. Maybe I can, but that means me fixing up the that program. That might be hard for me to do. It's actually a picture of a wolf. Yeah, I know. Let's see if I can just pull it up, cut it out for you guys. Copy paste and stuff like that. Let's see. Maybe I can show it somewhere. There we go. Let's see. This is the picture. I wonder if I could put it here. Paste. No. Let's see. Does it want to paste? No, it doesn't want to paste. It only can post stickers. So I'll just send it to the Gateways chat and hope you guys love it. Okay. Here we go. Oops, is that too loud now? Yeah, I think it's... There we go. So yeah. Lovely, isn't it? So is it too loud? Is the music too loud? Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to part 2. Because I still feel that I should be reading a lot more since I haven't read a lot. Meanwhile, let's share to some groups, shall we? My goodness. Now, is that too loud? Is it too loud? Somebody tell me if it's too loud. Anyone? I don't know, because it's really loud for me. So maybe I'll just... Okay, not too loud, but loud. But does it, like, overwhelm my voice? Does it? Or is it just right? May I know? So it's too loud for my voice? Okay, or not. Oh, it's too loud for my voice. Alright then. Let me just bring it down a bit. Now this one is a little low. Okay, so let's go to His Unexpected Love, which is the next story after that. And then we'll be featuring another writer of good novel. Actually, she's not just a writer of good novel, but she's also a writer in dreaming and what's the other one? I'm sorry, I need to get my facts straight. Booknet, yes, Booknet. I actually helped her find readers. Oh, that's also something we do, guys. If you are a novel writer and you want to get promoted, we have our page called The Watchers, and this is where our show is. And of course, we will have we can also have readings for you so that you can promote your book. And right now, after this, I will be doing it again. I will be restarting this so that our featured writer would be able to share that program on her pages or to her followers. We're all about promoting the right people. Okay. So, can you still hear? Uh-huh. Somebody commented that he's falling asleep because of the program. I am so sorry. Alright, just to talk more about the paranormal, the supernatural spa. It's actually a documentation of all the stories, or a lot of the stories that the paranormal all-stars have gone through and have documented and have researched. They have experiences that are similar to those, and we actually fitted some stories in that aren't real. But then again, that's the point. You have to find out which is real and which is not. And wouldn't it be scary if the one that you find, the one that you're really scared of, is the one that's real? Well, we're not going into scary stories right now. We're going into love stories, and we're finishing both stories here, and then we will, restart the show so that we can read another writer. And I also made a promise to sing a song. Alright, so let's start. This is story 15A of The Supernatural Spa here at goodnovel.com. His Unexpected Love, which is the man's side of the story. Now let's start with the Diwata. Hello, dear reader. I am back to present the other half of the story that you've read earlier on. This is about that very unique relationship from the man's point of view. I truly hope that you enjoy it. My life was pretty normal. I was used to reality, as everybody knows it, even her dimension. I am my father's older son, so I was supposed to take his position in the family business when he decided to retire. His expectations were like many other parents. He wanted me to have a wife, a family, and be the head of the company as he had for years, and his father before him. I came from a line of alphas. I was trained from a very young age to follow that line and comply with my destiny and my duties. I had a peculiar friend, one of the new friends I had. He was in a similar situation, following his family line, except that his parents had died when he was young. He was interested in these paranormal topics. I never was, to be honest, but he was my friend, so I listened. Even followed some of his experiments. He told me about dimensions and parallels and words I was definitely not familiar with. He said he could find what many people call a soulmate. He was absolutely sure I could locate mine, and I agreed to try, even if I thought such a thing wasn't for me. He starts doing whatever he does, and suddenly I can see her. She was pretty, but she was more than that. Always with a book in her hands, or a pencil and pen. Many times she looked stressed, but when she was happy, she shone like a star. I have a friend that calls his loved one Star, and I can tell. I very much understand what he means. She was not afraid to cry or laugh. She was brave, very strong, and at the same time very fragile. My friend explained to me that when you're destined to a person, but that person is not in the same dimension as you are, the relation is simply impossible. There's no way for me to go to her and take care of her needs. Whatever they were. Call it company, love, hugs. Not even hold her when she was broken. It was hard at first, so I chose not to see her for a while. Even did a few stupid things like blocking myself from her memory. One day I decided that my friend was right, and with his help, we went to a point in her history and made me irrelevant to her. If we ever crossed paths for whatever reason, she would not feel like I'm any different from any other guy, or person for that matter. She would see me like she would see any other stranger, and that was okay, because that was the right thing to do. After all, having a real relationship with her was impossible, wasn't it? After that blocking, I continued watching her. My friend taught me how I could see her whenever I wanted, and even choosing which part of her life I wanted to see. I saw it all. It was like reading her in a book, and it was a hard pill to swallow. She had been through a lot, and each thing I saw convinced me even more that she needed to be protected, that she deserved to be happy. I'll pause for a second to say this. I didn't take advantage of it. I saw her in her daily life, on the street with co-workers, being harassed by strangers, being mistreated by her boyfriends, extenuating herself to fulfill her dreams. Nothing else I wanted to see but her, who she really was, and what her life had been. And seeing all that made me trace a plan. A very stupid one, and a helpless one. But I don't regret it. You'll soon see why. After looking at all the things she had gone through, I made up my mind to make sure that she would be safe, happy, and protected. My dad retired, and I was left with the company a couple of years before I found her. Now that I've been in front of it for a while, he started the push. I remember vividly an argument we had where he yelled at me that it was my obligation to get a wife and have an heir to secure the future of the company. I can't think of your happiness now, son. I'm sorry, but you knew your duty since you were a child. Now it's time to be a man and get yourself a wife. If you can't find one, I will find her for you. I go to my friend and tell him. I would have stayed single if it was for me, but I was being pushed and threatened by my own family. I was prepared for something like that in my upbringing, so you could say I was conditioned to this destiny. My friend comes over and tells me that I can make an arrangement. He could tell his sister and see if she would like to be married just in paper, including the condition that we would need to have a baby. That was a mess, and I didn't want any of it. But I had my plan and needed to make sure to complete it, and taking my family off my back was one way to get the time and opportunity to do so. After all, I couldn't have her. The one I wanted to marry was that far away and impossible, so I agreed. He told his sister, and we arranged it. There was a contract, followed by a wedding, and I was relatively free to make sure the woman I loved could have the life she deserved, the life I could never give her. But nothing, in the most literal way, nothing was how I expected. Oh, I'm supposed to sing a song now. Anyway, and yes, I will leave you hanging, dear reader. This is your storyteller, the Diwata, saying goodbye and good night for now. Here's hoping that you will return to know more about this man's unexpected love. So, that is our show. Well, first show for today with Watchers, and I did promise to sing a song. So I'll just record that and upload it somewhere else because I'm not allowed to sing here that, copyrighted. But thank you very much for being here tonight for our show called Bedroom Voice Books. And tune in just a few minutes because I will be reading Angela Carver's story, and she will be the one featured in a bit. So thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you again another time. This is Mab De Narra saying goodbye for now. Fare thee well.